Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the continuation of round 1 for defense of the Australians. I'm Xalorith, and this morning I'm joined by Dota Yoshi. How are you, Dota Yoshi?
I am becoming ever so much poorer with the current Steam sales on, but other than that, quite fantastic. Yourself?
Quite cold on this chilly Melbourne morning. We've got a game here between Equality Obsession and Amanda for Life. Amanda for Life is the the Radiant side. They do not have their name up, but they are on that side. Actually, just before we continue with the draft, I would like to say that the prize pool has been increased to $1,000. That first place prize, quite high now, in the 4 figures, and that's thanks to Aura Partners. Thank you very much to them for helping support the Australian Dota 2 scene. So we'll hop into this draft. We see that the Chaos Knight, Batrider, Lifestealer, and Lycan get banned out here. So we see 2 fairly common heroes get banned out in the Bat and the Lifestealer, and 2 relatively uncommon heroes.
I feel as if... I'm sorry, who was on the Reddit? I missed that once again.
Amanda for Life.
Amanda for Life. I feel as if they don't want to go against the pushing style team, and picking up this Earthshaker, it looks like they're going to be very aggressive early on, so they want to take the advantage in this early start of the game and try and snowball it on and win this mid... Well, we haven't seen too many pits, but it looks like picking up the Earthshaker, you want to win this in the mid game, because Earthshaker does fall off later in the game once everyone starts having their BKBs up, your stuns don't go through everything. So look to see Amanda taking a really aggressive early approach, and Quality Obsession, they're picking up the Gyrocopter. He's one of those fantastic laners. He can do a lot of damage early on with that Rocket Barrage. Flak Cannon can help him farm, and then help him out mid-game for that damage coming out. And that Sand King, I love Sand King picks. He's one of my favorite heroes. He's Epicenter. It can change the tide of battle. It can destroy teams. And that stun, if you can land a stun on 2-3 people, you've theoretically won a fight.
Definitely agree there, and both of these lineups are fairly AoE styled so far. You know, Gyrocopter has that ultimate of his, and of course his Flak Cannon can deal quite a lot of damage in an area, and of course Sand King there with the Epicenter plus his stun. On the opposite side you have that Earthshaker and Sven, both who can deal a lot of damage in an AoE. So I'm quite curious to see if we see heroes such as Enigma picked up just to complement that these lineups a little bit more, or maybe even that Magnus. We do see the Queen of Pain get banned out, which is a wise choice considering Queen of Pain is both a strong mid lane hero, but also a great AoE hero as well.
And the Darkseer is still currently left in the pool, so I wouldn't be too surprised if Amanda do try to pick up that Darkseer, get him in the offlane, and then during the team fights he can vacuum all into the Earthshaker's Echo Slam, Storm Hammer coming out from this fan. You just have a lot of lockdown and control on the side of Amanda. Quality Obsession, they have that Sand King so far. He's fantastic with his stun. You have Gyrocopter, who's got a nice slow and can hold teams together. I'm liking both sides purely because they're going to have a form of control. Some teams you see they go straight for a damage approach and they don't like to pick up a few stunners here and there. They go for lots of slows and that lacks, but both sides here they're going for really great controllable stunts, reliable stunts as that is. But we are seeing very odd bans coming out, such as that Viper, Drow, and even the Faceless Void you don't see banned out too much. I would have expected Quality to even ban out Faceless Void, not necessarily coming out from Amanda there.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. And then just slight apologies there. Apparently my in-game sound isn't working. Hopefully that might get fixed up once the game starts though. But yeah, that Drow is actually quite interesting. You don't see Drow played very often. She gets picked up here or there, and same with that Viper as well. Instead we will see a Slark pick up here from Quality Obsession and Spirit Breaker to retaliate. And I like this Spirit Breaker pick. He's got so many stuns which can help lock down some of these heroes which will need to rely on initiations and whatnot. But also I enjoy that Slark. Slark can, particularly if he plays in a mid lane, he can roam around and very early and cause a lot of trouble. Same with that Dragonite as well.
And even more aggression coming out inside of Amanda. They've picked up the Enchantress. I wouldn't be too... She should be run in the safe lane with the Sven and Earthshaker, I would presume. But then again, Spirit Breaker, he can't really take a mid or off lane by himself. So it's going to be really strange. They might even want to try an aggressive tri lane here and then have your Spirit Breaker on the safe lane and pick up a mid hero. It's going to be a little bit awkward, but the Enchantress pick I like. It'll help you push towers a little bit earlier. You get a creep up and running. Creep can come in, take the towers, take the hits from the towers, and that even helps for the dives. So this Enchantress is definitely enforcing that very early game aggressive approach. And then Quality Obsession, they return with a Dragonite. Dragonite's got all the armor in the world. Once you have a BKB up on him, Spirit Breaker, he will be able to bash through that Dragonite's BKB. However, Dragonite has a very tanky and high armor, so he'll absorb a lot of that damage and mitigate it. So I really like this pick coming out from Quality Obsession, picking up that Dragonite, and now the Windrunner and offlane helps him out with controlling lanes and controlling heroes with the Shackle.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm quite surprised that neither team picked up a Darkseer here, just because both teams are sort of going for that more AoE heavy style of play. That Darkseer didn't even get banned out, so quite interesting there. We do see that Luna pick up, who will help with Amanda for Life's AoE. Just that ultimate does so much damage once you hit a level 6. But it's going to be. It seems like it's going to be a very 5v5 oriented sort of style from both teams. And let's introduce the players and the teams themselves. On this side of the Radiant, we have their captain Groods playing that Luna. We have Killer Cobb on that Earthshaker. Willow will be playing the Spirit Breaker. Sven is being played by Crystal Sparkles, and last but not least, Nemo is being played by the Enchantress.
And over on the dark side, Quality Obsession, their captain will be on the Sand King, who might be going mid or just rotating bottom to get some wards up. Will be Adros. On that Dragonite will be Aeon Creed, should be played in that mid role. We have Windrunner being played by Queen of Blood, Sark on Crenny Bomb, and finally we have on that Gyrocopter will be Mr. Grey, who will be running up to that top lane by themselves. I feel as if Luna might have a hard time against this Dragonite. You do have that Lucid Beam, but Dragonite's got a very high armor with that regen early on and can farm quite well with that Fire Breath. So Luna may have a little bit of problem early on in the game until she gets that level 6 and can pick up her Eclipse. But then again, once Dragonite gets his Dragon form, he'll do a lot of damage in return and may be able to kill that Luna off before that Eclipse gets fully popped. So it's going to be a little strange. We do have the tri-lane of Amanda for Life. We've got the Spirit Breaker, Enchantress, and Sven looks to be rotating bot, so it's going to be a 2v2 up on top lane. So both teams deciding to run that 2-1-2 lineup. We don't see too often, but it's starting to pick up resurgence to get those levels spread across all the heroes on your team.
Yeah, and this Earthshaker actually just put down a fissure to block off that camp, or I should say the creep wave a little bit earlier. Which is a little bit interesting. We'll leave him on low mana for these early stages of the game. We'll see exactly how it pays out for him though. And both teams are going for that 2-1-2. So we won't see any tri-lane in this game. We do see that Gyrocopter stanking up in top, and it should be relatively fine. That stanking can stun up any heroes that might try to cause any problems. I wouldn't be too surprised to see this Enchantress eventually pick up a creep from the from Quality Obsession's jungle.
One thing I don't like about that Earthshaker is he wasted his mana, he popped that fissure, and now the lane is completely pushed. So they've lost control of that bottom lane. Now it's completely up to the tower, and now it's up to Windrunner and Sark. They've got the position, and they've got the map advantage currently, and then if they want to make a move, they can make a move and chase down heroes. Especially since fissure has already been wasted once, he will only be able to pop it once, and then after that you can chase him down. They do have that Stormhammer to follow straight back up, but I'm not sure if that will be enough if they decide to initiate. They could be in a lot of trouble, especially once that Purge is popped by that Sark. He can basically avoid those stuns and just keep auto-attacking them. So they're going to have to be very careful. I'd also like to see some stacking coming out from either side soon. Try and get some more XP flowing through your side and deny some XP to the opposition.
Definitely agree. And you know, both Slark and Windrunner are very survivable heroes. They have Slark has that pounce and also the help of that Dark Pack to help get away from any sticky situations, and the Windrunner of course has that Windrun. So it's going to be a little bit hard here for the Earthshaker and Sven to try to get a kill if that's what they ever plan to, or if they just plan to just sit back and farm a little bit. We do see that Dragon Knight will pick up that 2-minute rune. It is going to be an illusion. Does not have his bottle so far, and probably won't get it, and at the very least until he has his Soul Ring, I suspect.
So Earthshaker just popping off a fissure down bottom. He thought there was a little bit of aggression coming out. He just nicked Slark. He didn't hit any of the creeps, didn't hit Windrunner, so he's going to be once again mana starved and for a little while. And this could be almost the chance if they wanted to engage. Windrunner gets that power shot off, and then Earthshaker's just going to be... He's almost out of consumables, and once he is out of consumable, he's going to be close to useless, especially in that lane they're up against. Because Sven, he can't do any much. He can throw out a Stormhammer, and then he's basically useless early on. He doesn't do too much auto attack damage early on, and his movement speed, well, he wouldn't be able to catch up to a Slark or a Windrunner once they take off their survivable skills.
I definitely agree there, and you know, this Sven in the bottom lane is only sitting on one last hit. It's quite low, especially since you do want, I suspect they sort of want him to go for more of a carry build with this lineup. However, in the top lane we do see that Gyro doing very well, sitting on 8 last hits and 7 denies. Spirit Breaker's not too far behind that 5 last hits, but still those denies really do hurt that experience for both your Enchantress and Spirit Breaker.
I'm a little bit surprised the Enchantress hasn't decided to rotate in the jungle, pick up a creep, maybe throw out a little bit of harass, or even just jungle on the side, because she's not too far away from the action. She can get some more XP herself, get some creep kills, as she doesn't currently have one because she is trying to give them all to that Spirit Breaker, which she's doing correctly, but she could pick up some extra gold on the side for herself, and maybe start controlling, getting some vision up on their side, as they currently do not have any vision on the map, which... at this stage of the game, might come in handy, especially if the Dragon Knight decides to rotate around and try and gank either top or bottom.
Definitely, and he's doing very well to pick up all these runes. The side of the Mana for Life don't have any wards up in that river, so it's going to be a bit hard for them to spot out ganks or anything, and I'm a little bit surprised with that. I mean, that vision certainly helps you, particularly in the early game. I suspect they'll eventually start grabbing wards in the next few minutes.
And one little problem they have on Quality Obsession is they do not have a dedicated 5th support hero. It looks like Sand King will be playing that 5th support, and if he's playing 5th support, he will be hurt later on in this game. You don't have that money to pick up your Arcane, but you don't have the money to get your Blink Dagger, so you're going to be money starved, you're going to be a little bit useless. We do have a Luna rotating through this top jungle. She's looking to come backstab. She's got that Eclipse. Sand King's got to be careful. He does have 2 points up in that Sandstorm, so he should be relatively fine. He gets charged by the Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker starts attacking. He doesn't have Nether Strike, so he can't go in. Flat Cannon is popped. Eclipse is hitting on all those creeps. Nice Burrow Strike. Can he get into that Sandstorm? He gets into that Sandstorm, and he's away. So, heal is popped by the Enchantress to try and get them back up to heal. And down in the bottom lane, however, we have that initiation. Earthshaker gets killed by that Slark and Windrunner. Great jump on by that Slark, and then followed through by that power shot. And that's just a lot of damage to this Earthshaker. And it looks like Sven didn't even throw out a Stormhammer, so he didn't even help out. He may have got shackled then, and that probably held him back, and it was a very fast burst damage. But if he could have got that Stormhammer off, they would have been survived. They could have even turned it back around, as they were kind of diving underneath that tower.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Windrunner now is quite low on mana, so she won't be able to. Well, she'll have it up in a few seconds. I was just gonna say she wouldn't be able to Windrunner out of there. However, good work by Quality Obsession picking up that first blood. Certainly give them a good advantage. And this Slark's doing quite well, sitting on 13 last hits, 14 now, so his farm is pretty good. With the addition of that assist gold, he should be feeling relatively comfortable so far in the early game.
Sven's got to be a little bit careful down this bottom lane. He's got not much health. He's got 370, and against a Windrunner who can power shot that for about 250 at this stage when she has some mana, which she currently doesn't, and then a Slark who can jump in and do a lot of burst damage and hold you into place, he could die very fast, very rapidly. So he's got to be quite careful, especially sitting underneath that tower. He's got no consumables, he's got boots, and he's got a ring of regen in stash, which he'll need to get out to him as soon as possible to try and get some regen coming in. And on bottom lane, he does get picked off by that Slark. Slark comes in, dives, and that's an insta-kill straight on that Sven. And Sven Stormhammer, I'm not sure if it got... No, it was cancelled. It was in the process, but it got cancelled because he got killed too fast.
Yeah, we might see a bit of an engagement here on the top. Sand King's just in that jungle, Looking for a good opportunity to just basically bar strike in here. It looks like the side of Man of Life do suspect something, so they wisely just sort of play very cautiously here. And we see Luna now rotating in the bottom lane, pretty much leaving that mid lane free for the Dragonite, which may hurt. Dragonite doesn't have a lot of last hits at the moment. It's only seeing on 9. Luna's actually at the top of the chart at the moment with 22. So she's doing quite well. She has picked up those boots of hers, but this rotation in bottom looks like they might try to set up a kill. But they do have to be. Oh, there's a bit of initiation there on that Windrunner. The second stun from the second stun from Earthshaker unfortunately missed, and Windrunner was able to get away even without using a Windrun.
And Dragonite, you think he would be doing it very well in mid, but a lot of pressure's been coming out by the Luna. She's got 8 denies, she's got 22 creep kills, and is pretty much heavily impacted on this Dragonite. Dragonite hasn't been able to capitalize on those creeps, so it would be nice that he can now start working on the creep one. They have rotated that Sven in, now Sven can start getting some creeps up on his belt, which is going to be very useful, especially against two melees against each other. Sven shouldn't have too much of a hard time trying to get at least some XP and then some creep kills on the side. So it's a nice rotation. Put the Luna down bottom. She won her lane. She's got a lot of effect on the map at the moment, and we're going to see a Fisher come out. Slark's turning around, going to start auto attacking this Earthshaker. Earthshaker's not going to fall. However, Earthshaker's going to walk on out of there. But it's a nice rotation getting this Luna down the bottom lane to help this out. Try and shut down Slark a little bit, but they need Revelations or the Slark will just consistently keep going invisible, and you won't be able to find a kill on him.
Definitely. We actually see, oh, there's a haste room ping, but Sand King's not going to grab it. He's just going to place a ward up on that ridge. Really well played here by Quality Obsession in ensuring that they maintain wards through most of the game so far. It really does help, and especially with that Dragonite who wasn't really able to get the last hits, but was still able to control the runes up against that Luna.
I really think...
Oh, we might see a gank coming in on this Sven actually. Yeah, he's gonna get stunned up. There's the follow-up Burrow Strike. There's the ulti from Gyrocopter, and this Sven, he has no way to get out of there, and he should fall.
Definitely a nice rotation coming in from Quality Obsession right there. No vision on the map whatsoever for a Man for Life. They took advantage. Quality Obsession came around, found a kill on that Sven, and Sven's just going to be shut down even harder. I mean, he's a fantastic carry later in the game. You have that God Strength, and then it'll theoretically double your damage output, but if you're being shut down this early, you're not going to have any damage late game to double, and it's not going to do much to help you. So very nice rotation from Quality Obsession, and they will be picking off that Sven.
Definitely agree there. And now, you know, that Spirit Breaker, he's level 6, he's got his ultimate, he's got his charge. There's a region there, he might just pick it up just because... No, can't decide. I was going to say, he might just pick it up just so the enemy can't grab it. But it looks like he's looking for a charge on something. Instead it's going to be Luna that picks it up. Good choice. And yeah, I'm quite curious to see if this Spirit Breaker starts roaming around now that he's level 6. Can cause quite a lot of havoc for the side of Quality Obsession.
One of the smaller things I would have loved is this Dragonite did pick up that bottle. He's won 5 out of the 6 runes that's currently spawned in this game, and he could have consistently had that bottom region. They've got rune control, and he's had a lot of runes, and he could save it. But speaking of which, down the bottom lane we have an initiation. Windrunner's going to get hit and taken out straight away. Eclipse is popped, but Sark pops that ultimate and runs away as if nothing ever happened. So, only losing the Windrunner there, that's fantastic for the side of Quality Obsession. I mean, it's not necessarily bad, you just like survives, and it wastes a little bit of a time for the Spirit Breaker, but it's good for a Man for Life. They need whatever picks-offs they can find, even if it's just a Windrunner. It'll help them out with that score, the gold shot, and help get that Luna back into the fight, get her some items up quickly, and then she'll be able to carry through this mid-game. As long as they can get some revelations for the Sark, then they'll be able to do a very nice job into this mid-game.
Definitely, and we can see how currently the net worth at the Gyrocopter is at the top, sitting at 3.3k. Slark is a little bit below him at 2.7, and then it's the Luna at 2.5. If we have a quick look at that gold graph, we do see that it is an advantage of Quality Obsession by about 1.7k-ish, so it's not a huge lead, but it's certainly a lead that they would prefer, particularly when they have this lineup of quite a few carries and quite a few heroes who like that farm. Might see a bit of engagement here on that Luna. Slark jumps in, but he has to pop his ulti. He does see that the Earthshaker's there. Earthshaker doing a nice job of just blocking and then that follow-up stun.
Very unlucky by the Earthshaker. If he just kept it on that one side, that Slark would have been probably more than dead. because you would have had enough follow-up damage from that Luna to be able to pick off that Slark. Not going to happen. He's back to full health. Windrun comes. Windrunner shoots that power shot straight through that Earthshaker. We're going to see a dive from the Slark. Lands on that jump. Earthshaker does fall to that Slark. So Slark picking up another kill, sitting on 2 kills with the 1 assist. He's having a fantastic laning phase, and he's going to be very tough to shut down later on in this game.
Definitely agree. And yeah, Spirit Breaker is sitting here waiting for looks like a gank on top, but they do have this ward there, just on the. So they should be able to spot that and get out safely.
And now they're looking to turn this fight back around. Yeah, Sand King's looking in. He doesn't have boots, however. Spirit Breaker does have full power treads, so he's going to be able to easily run on out of there. And that's one of the problems you have with running that Sand King as that very hard support. You don't have any items up on him. There's all consumables, and his net worth is sitting at 400 gold. But you needed someone to do it, and Sand King, I guess, he's been relegated to that role. And we do have a wraparound coming from Amanda for Life. They're coming from that backstab. Could find Quality Obsession out of position here. We see that first Eclipse. Spirit Breaker's charging straight back in. He's got a Never Strike if he needs to pop it. He's going to pop it straight back. Hits on the Sand King. Epicenter still gets popped. Does a lot of damage. Takes out that Spirit Breaker. Luna will fall shortly after. Now Nature's Attendant's not going to be able to keep him up too much. He's going to get back. He's coming back in to try and keep that Sven up and running. Sven's going to get hit by the stun coming from the Dragon Knight. They're turning around. Flat Cannon is popped. And we're taking a lot of damage. Sven's going to fall to that Slark. Slark's going to dive straight onto the tower. Get that Enchantress. Will he be able to find it? Will he keep going? He's taking a lot of damage from this tower. Enchantress is running for her life. Gets hit by that jump. And that is a double kill for the Slark. Tier 1 tower for Quality Obsession. And that hurts. That hurts a lot.
Yeah, definitely. The Luna popping their ultimate very late in that fight, pretty much just before she died. I'm not sure if she had it just before that, or if she was just waiting for it to come off cooldown. But yeah, it was just way too late. It did no damage at all, essentially. And very well played by Quality Obsession. Despite Amanda for Life trying to wrap around the back and set something up, they weren't able to. And Quality Obsession just turning it around. They didn't lose any heroes there, and that's a massive advantage now for their side.
Down on bottom one, Sand King's got the Invis room. We see a Shackle. It's not going to land, but we have a Bow Strike straight through. Now into the Sandstorm. Sand King doing a little bit of damage. Power Strike comes once again. A few more auto attacks, and this Earthshaker is dead. Will they be able to get the Bow Strike? Bow Strike, he's on cooldown. He doesn't have enough mana. They do find it. He pops and falls underneath the tower to that Windrunner. Windrunner's going to take off from there. But we've got Spirit Breaker charging in. Spirit Breaker's going to be looking for a kill. He's got that Nether Strike. He should be able to find this kill on Sand King. It's going to hit him once. Nice Sandstorm, and they got no revelation. They can't find him. If that Nether Strike was popped straight away, that would have killed that Sand King. But Sand King gets into that Borestorm. He's going to get on out of there and is TP out. So he's happy. He's gone and he survives just a little bit. We got that Lucid Beam coming through. Then we got the Nether Strike being popped on the Windrunner. Windrunner's got no mana. She will fall shortly after. Cooldown lands onto 2. Nature's Attendant keeping them all up. Will this Gyrocopter be able to find that little bit of damage? And then the final auto attack coming from that Luna. So Gyrocopter isn't able to find those 2 very kills he desperately wanted. So it's nice turnaround by the Amanda for Life to find those kills. And now in mid lane, Slark's looking for the Sven. He needs a dive. He gets him, and he's going to pop that Purge and get that kill on Sven.
Yeah, extremely well played there by Amanda for Life. I guess I'd say they were a little bit lucky in the end there. Both Spirit Breaker and Luna were able to get out of there despite being on incredibly low health. But a kill on the Gyrocopter is always amazing, just because well, if you can delay his farm as long as possible, while also getting that kill on your own Luna, it's quite nice. Windrunner as well, unfortunately they weren't able to pick up that Sand King to make it free for nothing in that bottom lane. Sand King was able to Sandstorm just in time and get out. But nonetheless, well played there by Amanda for Life, picking up some two kills in that bottom lane, which they desperately need.
And Sand King, he's now got his energy booster. He's going to be happy about that. He's got a lot more mana, and if he had that mana earlier in the fight, they could have got that kill on the Earthshaker and got out of there a lot faster. However, they couldn't, so they couldn't find a faster kill. Then they got turned around and they lost their lives themselves. But now he does have that arcane booster. he's going to be happy. He doesn't have those boots yet. Once he picks up those boots and gets those arcane boots up and running, his team's going to love him for that mana. He'll be able to do a lot more. And even Sand King, who's been completely the 5th position support this game, he's got more gold than Sven currently on the side of Amanda for Life. And that hurts. That's not where you want your Sven to be sitting. He's been shut down the entire game. He's been kept down. He's been ganked in every possible position on the map. Top, middle, and bottom lane. And now he's trying to get some more farm in this mid lane. I think he needs to group up with his team. He's got a Storm Hammer which does a lot and stuns for quite often. We see that fissure coming out on top. It's going to land on Suck. Nice follow up from that Totem Slam, but it's not going to be enough to pick up the Suck. We got a charge coming in from Spirit Breaker. He's looking for the kill. We got Epicenter being channeled. Nice Burrow Strike onto the Luna. Great Echo Slam picking off that one hero. And then we're going to see a turnaround, and we will see death everywhere on the side of Amanda for Life. So 3-for-1 trade. Quality Obsession coming down top. We see that Nether Strike being landed on Sand King. Sand King turns around. Burrow Strikes Flat Cannon and that Rocket Barrage by that Gyrocopter. Not close enough to finish off that Spirit Breaker, and Spirit Breaker is going to run on out of there.
Yeah, well played there by Quality Obsession. Only losing the Slark, who got charged up by Spirit Breaker and killed off just in the near that hidden shop there. Yeah, well played there by Sand King. He was able to get his Epicenter off. For a second there, it looked like Amanda for Life might have a really good engagement. Unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize on anything except for the Slark kill, and they did lose 3 heroes there. Spirit Breaker was able to get out. He did ulti the Sand King. I believe he didn't see the Gyrocopter at the time, because Gyrocopter was a little bit lower. If he ulted the Gyro, he may have been able to capitalize on a potential kill. But nonetheless, we actually see this Sven just sitting here in the trees. I'm not sure why that is. Looks like he's just a little bit worried of anything roaming around. Might want to start moving into the jungle at the very least to get some farm.
Maybe it would be wise if you were to maybe click on a creep or just auto attack for a while. But he is just sitting here and just. There we go. We got some movement. We got Sven's back alive. But I'm speaking of the Sven, I would have really liked it if Sven was in that last team fight. You have, as I was saying, you had that Storm Hammer. It's an AoE stun in quite an efficient area. You could have got that off onto 3, 4, even 4 heroes that last fight. As Quality Obsession was very, very grouped up. But he wasn't there. They didn't have that extra lockdown, and then they lost that fight. And now he's starting to group up with his team, and we could see a nice turnaround. We'll see an initiation. We have, I think, Quality Obsession. They will be wanting to bait this, or they're trying to hide out in the secret shop. Nighttime vision is not going to spot them out, so they will be safe, or they might even want to turn this back around once they see the side of Amanda for Life down here.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like they're going to do exactly that. They're moving in now. They might pick off this, Earthshaker first. And it might cause quite a little bit problems here immediately for Amanda for Life. There's an initiation on the Earthshaker. It dies very quickly with the help of that Pounce and Sand King's Bow Strike. And looks like at the moment Quality Obsession are going to just back off after getting that kill. Oh, I'm just going to clear the creep wave instead.
And they've been having fantastic wood all game. They've got in the jungle aggressive wood. They've got the runes covered, and they know where Amanda for Life is pretty much most of the time. And they can be happy to go farm anywhere on the map. They can be aggressive wherever they want. And at the moment, they've got the fighting potential on the side to win these fights. Now Sven has grouped up with them. We could see a turnaround from Amanda for Life if they get a very nice engagement. But if one good Epicenter, he's almost level 11, so he's almost got a lot more pulses on top of that Epicenter. So if he can hit level 11 before this next team fight breaks out, then we should see Quality Obsession just wipe out the side of Amanda for Life. But however, if Amanda for Life, they can take a nice engagement, Earthshaker gets a very nice Echo Slam going off, we could see a complete turnaround for the side of Amanda for Life. But we do see Quality Obsession, they are rotating back home. They're going to get some more farm, and they're going to be prepared for this next fight. Maybe even have a Blink Dagger up on Sand King before they want to take this next engagement.
Yeah, actually Sven popping his ulti there. Probably a misclick. Not sure what's going on there. However, as you said, yeah, that's Sand King. He's currently sitting on 1k. We do see a charge here by Spirit Breaker. This is quite troublesome because there's 3 heroes just lying in wait there. Wisely backs off. We do see that pick up of BKB from Gyrocopter. And since it's been 20 minutes into the game now, let's have a quick look at those items. We see Luna, pretty much the same as the boots and the Ring of Aquila, is going for that Helm of Dominator, it seems, next. Currently only has the Morbid Mask. Spirit Breaker, he's got his Mask of Madness, as mentioned a little while ago by our statman, thank you very much. And he's also got those boots. I'm glad that he's got this Dust of Appearance. He's the one that's going to be charging in and trying to initiate. So that Dust will certainly help against both the Sand King and Slark. Sven currently doesn't really have much besides his own boots. Enchantress as well only has a Gloves of Haste and boots. On the opposite side, we've got Sand King with those arcane boots, and he's also working closely towards that Blink Dagger.
Having a little bit of engagement.
We see a bit of initiation here.
We've seen great epicenter coming out by the Sand King, doing a lot of damage onto that Luna. Luna's going to get hit by the cooldown with Fork shortly after. Spirit Breaker throws out the Never Strike. He's on top of the ground. Missed chance by that Gyrocopter. He's got to get on out of there. Sand King's trying to fight it. He gets that Burrow Strike and finds out that Spirit Breaker. So a little bit of misplay coming to that Spirit Breaker, and a 4 kills going in the way of Quality Obsession. And Sand King, he was level 11, but he didn't have his epicenter leveled up to level 2. But that was more than enough to take out this Luna. And then the rest of the side just fell shortly after. Unfortunately for that Spirit Breaker, couldn't get that auto attack off in time, and Sand King picked him off, and the rest of the team fell in the backlines when everything was all chaotic and everyone was dying.
Yeah, definitely well played there by Quality Obsession. Picking up 4 kills for nothing. I mean, Sand King was quite close to dying, but he survived, so they'll be very happy with that. Just continuing off those items. We do see that Dragonite, he's got his Maelstrom at the moment, and of course that Soul Ring from the early game. Gyrocopter has picked up that BKB, so he should be feeling very comfortable, very tanky. Can't see him dying anytime soon unless he gets picked off by himself. Slark as well, he's got that Orb of Venom, which he'll probably turn into a Scuddy later on, but he also has that, he also has that Saint Yasha. And of course Windrunner, looks like she's working towards that 4-star, which she actually does have. The recipe is just in base, just has to pick it up. And she'll have that finished off as well. So a lot of items here for Quality Obsession, which will certainly help them both in team fights, but also just in general skirmishes around the map.
One thing I'd love to see coming out by Amanda for Life is some cost-efficient items. Maybe a drums on side of the Spirit Breaker. Get some of those items rolling in. Even if they're this mid or mid-tier items, these auras and some of these effects, the extra health, extra strength, everything would be very beneficial for Amanda for Life at the moment. But you had Windrunner, not Windrunner, sorry. You had the Luna. She was saving up for something bigger. She died in that last engagement, so she decided just to pick up the Helm of Dominator. She's not doing enough auto attack damage to warrant this Helm of Dominator. She doesn't have that survivability. I would have liked maybe picking up an Ober Club to get some more health, and then start working your way towards a BKB to negate some of these stuns and damage output from, say, the epicenter. I would have liked Spirit Breaker maybe start working towards the jumps of himself, because you need some more health to survive in these fights. If he had that health the last fight, he would have possibly found that kill on the Sand King. Even maybe getting some braces up. We have an epicenter being channeled in the mid lane. Send some Burrow Strikes, and it's not going to land, but they've got more than enough damage to take out Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker pops his Nether Strike, but they do find a kill anyway. So I feel as if Amanda for Life, they need to pick up some of these early cost-efficient items, because at the moment they can't save up for anything bigger, and they need all the stats they can get.
Definitely, and there's that Blink Dagger for Sand King. Actually, we see a bit of initiation here on that Sven. He's going to get picked off easily with the help of those stuns. And this should be a tier 2 tower down. Oh, they're still doing a little bit of Fisher damage here. Looks like Slark was trying to chase him down, but I feel like Quality Obsession certainly can try to push if they want this. They do have the Dragonite, who actually didn't pick up his level 2 ultimate, which is a little bit interesting because he did get buffed recently. Wow. Gyrocopter actually picking up, using that BKB there, lowering it to now 8 seconds duration, just pretty much to teleport out, which is probably a misclick. I'm guessing he wanted to click on the teleport, accidentally clicked it on his BKB. But yeah, this Dragonite, as I was saying, that ulti, the poison still, or I should say the dot damage still lasts in his level 2 now, so I'm a little bit surprised he didn't pick that up, particularly as both of these teams are sort of going for that AoE heavy lineup.
It's really strange not to see a level 2 dragon form, as that is a really efficient ability. Having that splash damage on attack does a lot, especially if those dots get them rolling in, doing the damage of your auto attacks, and you've got a Maelstrom. I believe, yeah, the splash damage does work, and you have the Maelstrom to proc even more damage to chain throughout the heroes. So it's a little bit strange that he has decided to go for those stats instead of the second dragon form, but at the moment it's not going to make too much of a difference. They are in quite a substantial lead, and It's going to be very hard for Amanda for Life to try and turn this back around. I mean, they're not out of it by any means. Earthshaker, if he gets one set and chain combo off perfectly, they will be able to turn this fight around. But he's going to have a very hard time trying to get into engagements. He's only got arcane bits. He doesn't have a Force Staff, doesn't have a Blink Dagger, and his movement speed himself is just very slow. So they're going to have to find a pick-off or a very nice engagement where Quality Obsession are caught off guard.
Yeah, definitely agree. But like this Dragon Knight, it looks like he's going for that BKB. He's got the Ogre and Mithril Club. So even if they do get a good engagement, if those BKBs are popped very timely here, actually might see an engagement here onto that Slark. There's the charge and there's the follow-up Dust. But this Spirit Breaker is taking a ton of damage. It might actually just be able to survive barely. Luna pops her ulti, hits on, yeah, a few beams hit quite nicely. There's the epicenter from Sankinger and the follow-up cooldown from Gyrocopter, and this is going to do a ton of damage to the side of Amanda for Life, and it's actually going to be a complete team wipe.
That was very nice by the Sand King. I mean, he was in the thick of the action, pops his epicenter, gets a Bioshock on 4 heroes, and just obliterates Amanda for Life. And now they're going to get a tier 2 tower. They may even do chip damage, may even destroy this tier 3 tower if they feel game enough. Or they might just want to back, maybe go towards the Roshan and extend their current lead. No, it looks like they might be going towards this tier 3. They should be able to get a fair bit of damage. Dragon Knight has popped that Elder Dragon form, now got level 2, and they should do a lot of damage to this tier 3 tower.
Yeah, definitely agree. And they're going to just back off. They did, they chipped it down to about half health, and they'll finish that off later. As you said, they probably will go to Roshan next. It's not like they can. It's not like Amanda for Life can really contest that. Currently in the game, we do see that the gold graph is heavily in favor of Quality Obsession. It's almost 20k advantage there. Experience is over 20k, so I wouldn't be too surprised. Instead, they're just going to take that tier 2 tower. Looks like they might want to engage here as well. Try to set up a kill. Instead, it's going to be a charge, but it does get cancelled quite wisely.
So, men for life.
Yeah, I would like to see a Roshan.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they pulled back, but we see a Blink Dagger straight into that Burrow Strike. Earthshaker puts down that Totem Slam, gets a little bit of a stun, Nether Strike onto that Sand King, kicking him out of the action. Sark doing absolutely no damage there, ran in between everyone, didn't get any damage off on. So, a little bit unfortunate for that Sark. Fissure coming straight through once again, but he needs to get back to base and heal up as quickly as possible. This Sven's been picked off in all over the place. The most recent engagement when they got that mid tier 2 tower, he was out in front, near where the tier 1 was. And the entire side of Quality Obsession almost capitalized. Unfortunately, Sand King missed that strike. And then just then, Sven was almost caught out of position once again, but he is able to get out of there. So, Sven just needs to stick in with the pack, and currently has died 7 times with 0 kills and 0 assists. So it's not looking too good on that Sven. Sven just needs to wait, get a nice timely Stormhammer off, and then start to work on from there. Maybe get your Earthshaker into position to follow up on those stuns. But they really need to get some chain stuns going. But lots of BKBs are being formed. Dragon Knight's just picked up his BKB now. It's sitting in that stash. So he's going to be very hard to lock down himself once he pops that BKB. And that fresh 10-second BKB. Gyrocopter's BKB is only on for 7 seconds. But that should be more than enough time to avoid most of the stuns. We see an initiation onto the side. Sark gets fissured. Nice dust. Got a Nether Strike in. And it's going to pick him off. So Sark being a little bit aggressive. Nice pick-off, and this is what Amanda for Life will need. If they can keep finding these pick-offs from very aggressive style fighting coming out from Quality Obsession, they can turn this game back around. And that's going to help, because that was a killing spree, and for an extra 401 gold going towards that Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, and just on the side of Quality Obsession, we do see that Sand King. It looks like he might be going for that Aghanim Scepter. He does pick up that point booster, and in my opinion, I personally prefer Veil of Discord if you're going for something like this, just because it also boosts the damage of your Bow Strike. Instead, we might see a bit of engagement here in this jungle for Amanda for Life. We see that Earthshaker is by himself, and he should be able to pick up. Yeah, there's the follow-up stun from Dragon Knight. That's going to be an easy pick up on Earthshaker. And this actually hurts the team of Amanda for Life very, very heavily. We might see an initiation here on the Sven as well. It's taking a ton of damage. There's a charge from Spirit Breaker. Nice charge there, blocking off. Oh, there's the Luna ulti, but it's not going to really hit on anything because of the BKBs on the side of Quality Obsession. And now they should be able to push up into this tier 3.
I definitely agree with what you said about Sand King with the Veil. If you have that Veil on that Sand King, he'll be able to do a lot more damage and help his team out. And usually you go for an Agnum Scepter if you want more of those pulses and to get some health and mana up on Sand King. And at the moment, he's not in risk of die or in fear of dying. He's doing a lot of damage himself. We do see initiation onto Enchantress. Enchantress will die shortly after that Sark. Spirit Breaker's charging through. Not going to be able to find that kill in Sand King. Nice stun coming through and locked down from the side of Quality Obsession. And that's just how the game's been so far. They haven't been able to find those kills and they've just been picked off in the meanwhile. But as you said with that Veil, that would have been a lot more effective. You're doing a lot more damage and your survivability currently is pretty much you're not in fear of dying. Nice Stormhammer coming out, almost killing off that Sand King once again. We see an Echo Slam hidden on one, and even then it did like about 10 damage to that Dragonite. Dragonite's just gonna walk on out of there.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for Amanda for Life. They did lose that Rax. They might actually get a pick off here on SideNote. Is just a bit too quick. We'll be able to get out of there. Actually get stuck in trees. But nonetheless, they won't be able to spot him, and he's just going to eat his way out. So actually still has his Quelling Blade, which is a little bit surprising. I would have expected him to maybe sell it off by the 33-minute mark. Does come in useful there though.
Yeah, he's going to pick up a double damage, possibly. No, he's going to give it away to the winner now. Oh, they just want to stare at it a little bit and just gaze into the beauty of that double damage rune. And now he's just...
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if... Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if they just pick up this double damage on doesn't matter who, and then just go in for a kill on Roshan. We do see that Gyro, he's finished off his butterfly at the moment, that quarterstaff is on the way, and this, I can't see how Gyro can be killed at this stage in the game. He's got that BKB, which is still, it's the 6-second duration at the moment. He has miscast it once, I believe, so it is lower now, but nonetheless, once you've got that butterfly as well, none of the side of Amanda for Life have that MKB, and actually there might be a little bit of an engagement here. Earthshaker's in here, gets pounced on. There's a follow-up fissure, though he ends up sort of blocking himself in and then getting the stun on the Slark, so a bit of a misclick there. And now it's just going to be an engagement here from the Gyrocopter with the help of that ulti. The Enchantress falls very quickly. Sand King's charging up that Epicenter. He blinks in, does not have Burrow Strike. His pulses don't do too much. They only hit a few, but is it going to really matter so far? Luna pops off that ulti, deals a decent amount of damage. Spirit Breaker tried to do something with that ulti of his, with that Never Strike, but it did get picked off as well. And Sen's the only one to survive, and he's not going to be able to do anything to defend this.
So once again, Quality Obsession, they're capitalizing, they took the fight, and at least we won the toss. Good old Luna. Still being able to find the light in the situation and be able to have a little bit of a laugh. Not being too demoralized, which is fantastic in the game as Dota. Because sometimes losses, they demoralize you a lot and you just don't want to play anymore, but at least they can still be happy about that. And we should be seeing Quality Obsession take the game now. They're moving on towards this tier 3 tower, getting the top racks, and GG should be called very shortly.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of banter here between these two teams, which is quite nice to see.
Earthshaker finding that kill sneakily on that Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter was standing next to about 8 or 9 of his own creeps. Earthshaker walked in, Echo Slammed, and just won the kill right there. And then walks away as if he's walking away from an explosion, as all action heroes do.
Definitely, we see that Luna get picked off there in the mid lane. Sven's popped off that ulti, we will see the Sand King fall, and the Spirit Breaker falls right after that. And so the Earthshaker, it seems. Oh, the Enchantress picks up a nice kill with the Empress there. Quite a long range onto that Slark. But it's actually going to be a 5-for-3 trade, which is probably one of Amanda for Life's better trades so far in this game. But I think it's just a bit too late.
So Quality Obsession, they played a fantastic game the entire time. I mean, I thought it was going to be a little bit questionable with that Sand King, putting him as that very hard support, but in the end he was able to get that farm from very nice Burrow Strikes and Epicenters being held into place. He didn't even need that Blink Dagger at the start of the game. Found fantastic Epicenters, and his presence on the map has just been fantastic, winning most of these fights and starting these initiations. So very well played by Quality Obsession. Unfortunately for Amanda for Life, I believe are they being knocked out of this tournament currently, or will they be playing another game later on?
No, they will be knocked out, unfortunately. It is a best of 1 series single elimination. So they will be dropping out of this tournament, unfortunately for them. We will see Quality Obsession move on to the next round, who they should be facing winners from Thursday night, who are Super Happy Fun Team, I believe. However, the brackets might change, but we'll see. We'll discuss that later on. So, well played there by Quality Obsession. They will hit that GG button. Congratulations to them for moving on into the next round. And bad luck there to Amanda for Life. Just like to say thank you guys very much for watching. We will have our next game start at 12 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is pretty much exactly an hour from now. So go take a little bit of a break, come back, and we will see you then. As always, I've been Xalorith, and I've been joined by Dota Yoshi. You can follow me, of course, at twitch.tv/Xalorith. Similar story for YouTube. You can follow Dota Yoshi at youtube.com/Dota Yoshi. I'd also like to give out a shout out to our stat man. It's a dinosaur we've trained up, it's a Velociraptor. He's doing quite well so far, so I'd like to give a shout out to him. And also, very big shout out to Aura Partners for helping increase the prize pool up to that $1,000 for this tournament. A very big thank you to them. As always, my stream is in support of Child's Play. They help improve the lives of children all around the world through the power of play and the kindness and generosity of the game community. You can donate to them via my channel page. There will be a link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, or you can visit their official website. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll be back in about an hour.